We're experimenting today. We're at Backyard Bike Shop with Nick, who's, I don't even know what he's doing right now, but we're basically gonna pimp my Brompton. So I have a Brompton that I own. This is in no way affiliated to Brompton. This is me basically after riding my Brompton around over Christmas going, I can make this bike better. So I went down this rabbit hole of researching for random stuff to enhance how my Brompton would be. And we're gonna just try and see what we can make work and what we can actually get to fit on it. Carbon cranksets, aero chain rings, because aero is everything on a Brompton. Chris King bottom bracket, Chris King headset, little bougie bits. Schwalbe 1 tires with like a yellow wall. Super lightweight inner tubes for those. Titanium handlebars, titanium seat post. New advanced roller wheels. So better wheels for the Brompton as well, because the current ones that come on them they're crap, to be totally honest. Wolf tooth big flat surface pedals, wolf tooth grip, wolf tooth bar ends. We've got a really nice H&H unibody ultralight clamp thing that goes on the front, which you clip your bag onto. A metal rear frame clip because the existing one is plastic and looks a bit shit. A hinge clamps, titanium one, so really nice. The ones that are currently on them are plastic and a bit shit. So changing them. A lovely bell, because bells are important. A seat clamp quick release thing, because the existing one is plastic and shit again. A better suspension dampener spring thing, because the current one is plastic and a bit shit. You're getting a theme here. There should be a hinge clamp somewhere, which is really nice. A very lovely stem catcher, because the existing one is plastic and a bit shit. So basically we're going to try and take a lot of the plastic and a bit shit stuff off the bike and replace it with much nicer metal fancy componentry. This is my existing Brompton. It weighs 11.5 kilos. Is that what you said, Nick?
11.52.
And we're going to see what we can do with it.
And it's crazy that such a small bike is so heavy.
Oh yeah, you can go wild with this.
When you don't know how to do stuff, do it systematically, because then it's easier to remember how to put it back together. I once had a kid strip an entire bike and just put all the bits everywhere randomly. You're like, how does it go back together?
Twiddly and twiddle dumbass.
Watch, right? Why is it entirely visible? Please don't explode on me.
We don't have the tools for the Chris King headset. So
I don't have many tools, you know what I mean? It's like when you're lacking on tools, then essentially it's a old style threaded headset. We used to have the tool, but then it's just not something we see anymore. So when we moved into this shop, a lot of tools didn't go on this tool wall. I just put into a crate and it's in storage at the old shop, meaning
Josh is going to do it at Saddleback sometime.
somebody else is gonna have to do it because, well,
Josh.
yes. $24.5 and 25. That's close enough, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah.
So that you can get the wolf tooth, otherwise it's going to be tooth wolf. Do you want tooth wolf or wolf tooth?
Wolf tooth. Two wolf.
I can do both.
That is a good bell.
is not working. So that, the actual profile of the chainring is thinner. This one's thicker. So I don't know if somebody makes a spacer we could use, but we don't have that spacer. So yeah, it's not the original. We've taken the old chain sets off. This is a new chain set, but it came with this chainring. He wanted to put an aero chainring on it. For all them speed gains.
We were chancing an aero chainring for a Cannondale spike.
Even though you should know that aero isn't a thing. It's a myth.
But it is on Brompton.
Okay, let's look at different BB tools. The issue is the length of the square taper. This one. Possibly that one. No. Do you think this is Italian thread or English thread? Brompton.
Brompton's got to be English, right?
No, Brooks is supposed to be English, but it's actually Italian.
That looks very messy.
Yes, but look, see, so do this, yeah? Screw that back on.
And then just use what's on your finger.
And then just use on my finger. There you go, bottom bracket, see? Done. That's what happens when I don't order my own stuff.
Another fail.
24mm baby, 30mm.
30.
This is what actual life in a bike shop's like. Everything goes wrong.
But we have another bottom bracket, so it's fine.
Let's try again. More grease.
I mean, it's silver, so it kind of looks cool.
That's a nice baby.
Yeah. I was doing it wrong.
I don't know what you mean. There's nothing wrong with this.
This is a how not to video.
You know, these pedals aren't going to fold up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. They're cool.
Stop that.
10 minutes. Yes! The last time it was 11.5, right?
11.52.
Less than a kilo later?
Yeah, 10.8. I take no responsibility if these tires explode the first time you ride. I'm more concerned that we've finished building your bike and we still have all these bits lying around. We'll find out soon enough when you ride it.
So this is my own personal Brompton. Changed a few bits today. It's a few mistakes that haven't worked, a few bits that have worked better than we thought. I'm going to run from the front end backwards and what we've changed on the bike. So to start with, put a Garmin mount here. It's a cheap little thing that just clips into the bars. Changed the handlebars to some titanium bromification bars. Wolf tooth grips and a really nice little bell. The front mount has been sort of upgraded to a nicer metal one. And same with the clip for that goes on the handlebars when you flip them down. Updated the tyres with Schwalbe 1 tyres and a lighter inner tube. All of the clamps are now updated to just like a nicer metal clamp. Because for me, a lot of the stuff that is on Bromptons as standard is great, but it's all plasticky in it and it just feels a bit cheap. So I wanted to just up the quality of it a little bit. We went to go fit a Chris King headset, but unfortunately Nick didn't have the tools for that. So we've had to keep the existing headset with it. And then when I go down to Saddleback, we're gonna fit that into it. We were going to also put a Chris King bottom bracket in, but unfortunately it was the wrong size bottom bracket, so we'll do that again at Saddleback sometime. But we fitted this super light crank from Brompton with some really nice wolf tooth mountain bike pedals. Went for a smaller chain ring, which is a 50 as opposed to the normal one's a 54, so it's just a bit easier for where I live. We were going to put a Garbaruk chain ring on, but it ruined the chain line and we couldn't get it tight, so that was a bit of a problem. This is a little 3D printed toolbox, which I quite like, really nice little touch. Changed the seat clamp and the spring that holds it together, changed the wheels, updated them to a better, more spinny wheel, changed the suspension block to something which has a bit more squish on it, bromification seat post, so titanium seat post, and then the bit that was kind of confusing was changing the whole chain tensioner, but it works great. It's just much nicer build quality than the one that comes with them originally, metal one as opposed to a plastic one. Saved about 1 kilo in terms of weight, so it's a bit of a weight saving, but for me ultimately it was about making it ride a bit nicer, feel a bit more premium, because I ride this when I go into London, for example. Instead of taking a bike, I take a Brompton. It's just easier, and I just thought I could make it better, so I think I've made it better. I like it. That's the bit that matters the most. Right, unnecessary upgrade to the Brompton part 2. Come back down to Saddleback, home of performance brands, and we did a few additional things that we wanted to do with the build. So the first thing, which is the most obvious one, is this dinner plate. Aero chain ring, because you need the aero gains when you're commuting through the traffic. We've upgraded the bottom bracket to a Chris King bottom bracket. We've also gone full bling, Chris King headset. I think we've made the most ridiculously upgraded Brompton that probably exists. Gangster.